recently bought off eBay for 350 bucks a broken 4 parts. It was labeled JCM 800. This model is it's the 4212. It's actually a combo model, and it's a single channel but with a boost. So it's still considered a single channel amp. And this one actually has the reverb and an effects loop. As you can see, I'll show you the back here. It's very clean. I was quite happy with that. You can see it has the effects loop and a DI output. So this model here, you can see the components were all quite clean. This model here is a 4212. Let's see, it's built in 1986. We found out that it had a bad transformer, output transformer, so we traded it out for round wound triodial transformers, which are really nice. They're very quiet and very powerful. A little pricey, but I think these JCM 800s are worth it. Had to pay 150 bucks for the transformer, so I've got about 450 into it. Let's start there. Oh, then I had to buy a reverb tank. Got an Accutronics made in the US, which is nice. New reverb tank after seeing the model number from the schematic. So, and then all I had to do was build myself a combo. So I got the combo done and put the first coat of teak oil on it. I put some basket weave grill cover on it. I think that looks real nice. It's got the maple front, mahogany sides, little handles, and in the back I've got to mount the reverb tank. So got the tank, and then what I got going here is I have a 1/4 inch piece of rubber to help give it a little more shock mount, and then I put some aluminum tape on the back just to isolate the reverb tank, and then I will cover it with a piece of old Tolex also. On the top, I just took some normal chrome screws and painted them gold. I think that looks real nice. The top came out really beautiful. It's got sort of a flame bird's eye look to it. And on the back, I'm going to also use some gold covered screws, and I'll have a piece of just to cover the tubes, and then a piece of maple down here, and you can see how I did the screws there. Okay, I got the amp going, and the next step was to choose the preamp tubes. I've got my two EL34s here. This is a 50 watt. If it was a 100 watt, it'd have 4 EL34s. But I got my two EL34s in the power tube section, biased those, and then my next step was to choose my preamp tubes. Now, I can say most amps, probably even all amps, the tube that is closest to the input would be right on the other side. This is the back side of the amp. The tube closest to the input is your V1, and that's the most important tube for the gain stage. And then in the last tube, the one closest to your output transformer, is going to be your phase inverter. That is the next most important tube. Some people even think that's more important than V1. What I chose here for the phase inverter is the Groove Tubes MPI, which is a matched phase inverter tube. You can see more of this on my video on preamp tubes. The 12AX7 has 2 triads in it, and each side is matched for this for the phase inverter. Like again, so you can see more about that in my preamp video. I chose for the V1, the most important one. I tried a bunch of different tubes and came up with one of these Hungarian tubes. These are called RTF tubes. I tried a groove tube, Russian made, called an R2. And I also tried a JJ Gold, which has gold pins. They all sounded very good. Between these three was the one I was going to choose, and then I settled on that Hungarian tube. The next one, this is going to be the reverb tube, which is, it just has to be functioning. Doesn't affect the sound that much. And this one, so I just put a JJ, a $10 JJ in there, and I have a Mesa tube here in the effects loop. This is the effects loop, and then this is also a gain stage, and it's an important tube too. So I put a JJ in there, and right now the amp is sounding very good. I will give you some sound samples after I put it into its combo case. So I finished the amp, and it came out very nice. It's a real looker. It's got that nice maple on the front, and the top came out very beautiful. It's got like a bird's eye, deep, kind of a flamed bird's eye. So, came out very nice, and the amp is sounding very good. Let me give you a few sound samples. Alright, we're going to play it with Les Paul EMG pickups, basically straight into the amp. Very fun to play, very organic sounding. Now let's try a Strat real quick. Okay, now I've got the Strat, got it on the single coil position. I've got an overdrive pedal because these pickups are a little weaker. But very fun sounding, very fun to play on. I'm going to kick on the overdrive. There you have it. Classic JCM 800 sound right there. Through a good tone wood cabinet.